And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, for the 2010 USCSA National Championships here live from Sunday River, Maine. A glorious bluebird afternoon in the western mountains of Maine as we prepare for the second run of the women's slalom event. Fantastic action here on the Monday Morning Trail earlier this morning as we watched 120 collegiate racers come down for their first run. Magnificent performances from many of the ladies, including the leader after the first round from Westminster College, Kendall Brown. She's followed by Colby Sawyer College's Danielle Shannon. And from Castleton College, finishing third after the first run, it's Kristen Leggett. But as you know, here in the second round, it is anybody's race. And we're only about an hour away from crowning a national champion here at Sunday River. Hi, everybody. Boss Hogg alongside Chris Saleno as we get ready to bring you the action live here. Chris, we got to see some of these women throw down some big runs earlier this morning, and now the question is, after the break, can they put it together one more time and string these two runs together to create a national champion here?
Boy, boss, there's nothing like a slalom run, second run of a slalom event to really test both your mental skills and your physical aptitude. I'm telling you, nothing more demanding than a really tough slalom course, and only some of the best can do it. Of course, you look at the Olympics, you look at some of the world-class athletes, only a handful of them are, top five in both the speed events, such as downhill and super G, and of course the more technical events like the giant slalom and slalom. So it's going to be really interesting to see just how well those top 5, top 10 girls follow up their pretty good first runs. Of course, Kendall Brown leading the pack by more than 0.8 of a second. She, of course, out of Westminster College, and just a phenomenal effort there. That school leading the pack by more than 4 3/4 seconds after that first run. They're certainly in the mix for a overall combined team title, which we will find out for the ladies today after this afternoon run. In terms of the course, it looks a little more technical down here at the bottom. Tough to tell just what kind of combos we have. A bit more turny, not as many combos it looks like, as we got our first forerunner on the course now. Looks a lot more basic than I thought it would be. So, maybe you're going to see more girls with more speed at the bottom. It's going to be certainly interesting to see.
Sit back and relax, ladies and gentlemen. Exciting college action here from the 2010 USCSA National Championships. Our forerunners now on the course as we get ready to start this ladies' second run for the slalom. Today's broadcast, if you're listening out there on the World Wide Web, we'd like to thank and welcome all of you out there in the internet world tuning in to the USCSA Radio Network. Today's broadcast brought to you by Reliable Racing, your one-stop shop for all that is snow sport racing and supply. Whether it's their full line of winter sports race gear, timing, or hill and event supplies, Reliable Racing has the solution for you. Reliable Racing, the official equipment supplier of the USCSA National Championships. Today's broadcast also brought to you by Halti USA, the official clothing supplier of the USCSA. Halti USA, their passion to provide great outdoor memories. Visit them on the web at www.haltiusa.com. As I said, Kendall Brown from Westminster College leading after the first round with a lightning fast time of 50.63. She's followed by Colby Sawyer's Danielle Shannon with a 51.45. Kristen Leggett from Castleton College at 51.53. Maria Camelia Fraschini from Westminster College at 51.77. And rounding out the top 5 off the first run from Plymouth State University, it's Martina Ryberg. But very close together, 50.63 to 52.06, separating the top 6 skiers here today in the first round. So anything can happen on this second round. Of course, we'll flip the reverse 30 here, so we will see the 30 fastest skiers from the first round in reverse order. And things will get quite exciting as we burn through the first 30 skiers down this course. Definitely an interesting course change as we were more to the skiers' left on the first run of the slalom. And after a reset during the lunchtime hour, things definitely different here. Certainly lots of changes, elevation changes as well, as this Monday morning trail provides 200 meters of vertical drop. There'll be 62 gates 61 direction changes. And the legs should be absolutely on fire as they reach the final gates and the finish stripe here at the bottom of Monday morning.
Oh, boss, I can only compare it to, I don't know, squatting about 300 pounds, about 18 reps in a row to what these girls are going to be feeling like at the end of this run. See, at the top of the first pitch, it's looking pretty turny. You're going to bring a lot of speed into that first flat section, and it's really going to funnel down into this very, very compact technical part of the course as we get to the second pitch. And, you know, girls are going to have to really be able to control that speed. It's not going to be, you know, you're not going to see as fast finishes as you are in that first one, is my guess, but it's going to be a lot about maintaining that control as well as being able to go down that first pitch as fast as you can, because I think that's where the race is going to be won or lost.
Filling, Donovan, and Hitchcock are the four runners. It looks like we're ready to get started here with the second run for the Women's National Championship in the slalom. Caitlin Pollock from Plymouth State University. She was out in a 56.58 in the 30th slot. She'll come down first as things are ready to go here from Sunday River, Maine. Thanks for joining us, Boss Hogg and Chris Eliano on the call. Skiers now preparing in the race shack. Looks like we're getting ready to get things started here. You know, Chris, it does take a lot of focus to come off of this first run this morning, which actually went very smoothly and very quickly. We were almost finished by 10:45, and then a couple of hours to rest and relax. But is that exactly what happens with these top racers, or is it a battle of nerves for a couple of hours until they can get back in for the second slip?
I'd imagine it is, because on normal race weekends, you only have maybe a little more than an hour between runs, boss. So what are you doing for those 2 hours? I know you and I looked at each other. We couldn't believe how fast that first run went. We didn't know what to do with ourselves. So you got to think it's a lot of mental preparation. These ladies were probably right up there as soon as inspection began to really figure out what was going on with this course, what they'd have to look forward to this second run. Of course, you know, you think about the flip. Those top 15 girls may be the 30th through 16th ranked after that first run. But, boy, they're going to have the best conditions. They're going to be going down the most aggressive. They're going to be the ones looking to make the most aggressive moves and try and propel themselves up the rankings and, you know, hopefully into a top 10, try and get some team points for their teams, because we have quite the team standings race as well going into the second run.
Hats off to the crew here at Sunday River, who obviously ordered in the most beautiful day we've seen in Western Maine in some time. Gorgeous bluebird skies and warm temperatures here at the base. We're looking at over 40 degrees, although I spoke with some of the ladies after the first run, and they said conditions up on the course are firm and fast. So a great job of moving almost 5 feet of snow around. Western Maine been pounded in the last week by Mother Nature, and the crew out day and night, 48 hours of solid work here at Sunday River over the weekend, Sunday and Monday, to get ready for this, and conditions absolutely excellent. A great opportunity to see some championship ski racing here all week long. Things wrap up tomorrow afternoon here at Sunday River, but if you're anywhere in New England and close to Western Maine, get in the car and make your way to Sunday River, because it is just fantastic out here. A beautiful Friday afternoon, and we're glad you've joined us here for the 2010 USCSA National Championships. Caitlin Pollock from Plymouth State University. She will be our first skier out of the start house. Started out with a 56.58. She'll be followed by Brittany Barber, Melissa Canny, Alyssa Dean, Meredith Pike, Kayla Johnson, Emma Abramson, Louisa Russell Henry, Heidi Skinner, and Amy Gifford. Those are your first 10 skiers, as, of course, workers are taking their place here on the Monday morning trail. Yesterday, we had to deal with a little bit of flat light here at Sunday River, but today it's not the case. They'll be able to see everything clearly as they make their way down this Monday morning trail.
It'll be a little tougher in this second run, boss. The sun's reflecting off the snow right now at an angle. You know, it's that time of the day, but boy, this morning was just phenomenal. Again, yesterday with the overcast skies, you know, there was some flat light, so racers with goggles, tinted goggles, had a hard time picking up on those ruts. But right now, I mean, it doesn't get much better than this, boss, in terms of course conditions and weather conditions.
So we will run 100 and, well, let's see. Let's take a look here. 108 competitors here in the second run, so not much attrition after the first run. But the top 30 is who we will look at, as those are the 30 fastest from this morning's first run. Again, Kendall Brown from Westminster College. posting a lightning fast time of 50.63. She looked good and smooth the entire way down. But she will have tough competition from Colby Sawyer's Danielle Shannon and Castleton College's Kristen Leggett. Also in the hunt, Maria Camelia Fraschini and Martina Ryberg. They'll want something to say about who wins this 2010 National Championship. So exciting action as we get started here. Out of the gate comes Caitlin Pollock from Plymouth State University. The course begins to the skier's right and hugs the skier's right section of the Monday morning trail. 3 substantial pitch changes here on this trail. They start out in the steeps, then move to the flats, then steeps again, then to the flats, then steeps one more time. So very challenging layout here for the National Women's Final as Caitlin Pollock making her way over the halfway apart now into the bottom third. Here comes Caitlin Pollock. She's at 22.79 in the first intermediate split. Caitlin Pollock now moving well into the lower section. A clean run so far, trying to let the skis flow left to right. Keeping the upper body straight, looking and pointing downhill. Here comes Caitlin Pollock through the last gate and across the stripe as Pollock with a time of 56.5, check that, 59.63 for her second run, giving her a combined time of 156.21. Now Brittany Barber wearing bid Tim from Northern Michigan University. She's into the lower third of the course. Brittany Barber. She'll be followed by Melissa Canny from Stanford. She's now on course. Here comes Brittany Barber. And across the stripe is Brittany Barber with a time of 1:94. That'll put her in second place with a combined time of 157.50. Now Marissa Canny, wearing bib number 14 from Stanford University. Intermediate split of 22.98. In third position. She'll need to make up some time here on the bottom as Melissa Canny moving through the last 5 gates here. Everything she has. Here comes Canny, and across the stripe into the corral comes Marissa Canny from Stanford with a second run of 1:00.03 and a combined time of 156.58. That puts her in second place. So your top 3, Pollock in first, Canny in second, Brittany Barber in third, but still the big racers to come. As Alyssa Dean now from Plymouth State College. She was out in 56.34 and is flying through the first intermediate split. A 22.46. She's ahead. Can she keep it going through the bottom section of the course? Here comes Alyssa Dean from Plymouth State. Moving through the last 5, 6, 7 gates of the run here on the Monday morning trail. Alyssa Dean now going through the finish line. And Alyssa Dean with a time of 109.92, combined of 206.26, puts her in fourth place.
Yeah, boss, you missed it right up there. She had a great time through the intermediate split, but boy, she had a hike right at the end of the first pitch, so tough break for her there. She had such a great start.
Meredith Pyle now moving down from Rochester College through the bottom part of the course and across the finish stripe. Meredith Pike from Rochester with a time of 59.76 and a combine of 156.08. She is currently in the lead. Good enough for first place. So it's Meredith Pike now leading this women's final from Rochester College. Caitlin Pollock in second and Melissa Canny in third. On course, Kayla Johnson from St. Olaf. Dropping in from the box now from Sierra Nevada College, it's Emma Abramson. Waiting to come down, Louisa Russell Henry, her roommate at Sierra Nevada. But now, Kayla Johnson in the bottom 5 gates. Here she comes, pushing hard through the bottom. And across the finish line comes Kayla Johnson with a time of 59 flat. That's the best time of the day so far, and it moves her into first place with a combined time of 155.30. So a great ski from Kayla Johnson. It's Johnson now, Meredith Pike in second, Caitlin Pollock in third. The action heating up. Remember, the top 30 skiers in reverse order. They bring it down first here in the second run of the 2010 USCSA National Finals. It's Emma Abramson now from Sierra Nevada College, making her way down to the bottom. In the last 2 gates, here comes Abramson. Abramson pushing. Across the stripe she comes, and it's good enough for first. Emma Abramson moves into the lead with a combined time of 153.79. 57.58 in the second run. Also the fastest second run time.
girls really skiing aggressive right now, boss. As I said, as I predicted, a little slower second run times than these first run times. The course is just built that way, especially at that technical part after the first pitch. But boy, these first 5, 6, 7 girls really skiing aggressive.
Now across the line is Louisa Russell Henry from Sierra Nevada College, and a good score for her. A combined time of 154.26. 58.06 in the second run puts her in second place. So Sierra Nevada College in the top 2 positions here as we get through the first part of this women's final. Your rundown: Abramson in the lead, Russell Henry in second, Kayla Johnson in third, Meredith Pike in fourth, and Caitlin Pollock rounding out the top 5. But here comes Heidi Skinner from the University of Massachusetts at Amherst. Into the final section now, pushing towards the line, and across the stripe she comes. Heidi Skinner with a 100.20 and a combined time of 156.39. That's good enough for 6th place. Amy Gifford, her teammate from the University of Massachusetts Amherst, now on course. She'll be followed by Boston College's Eric Riley and Colby Sawyer's Anna Hosmer in the start shack. Here comes Amy Gifford from the University of Mass at Amherst. Will it be enough? Amy Gifford to the finish line and across the stripe into the corral is Gifford with a 101.07. Combined time of 157.13 for Gifford. That puts her into 8th place. But Erica Riley from Boston College is on course. She's got the top intermediate split at 22.06. She is currently in the lead. Can she hold this speed as she gets down to the bottom 15 gates? She is skiing well. Here comes Erica Riley from Boston College, pushing towards the end. Riley across the stripe. Let's see what the time is. It's good enough for first. Erica Riley with a 57.34 on the second run, the fastest run of the day. And a combined time of 153.17. Puts the Boston College Erica Riley in the lead.
Very impressive effort there by Miss Riley. Her teammate Laura Martini in the gate. Boston College looking for a couple good efforts here from their teammates. Looking to bounce back up into that podium position as a team. Very impressive effort there by Riley.
Anna Hosmer from Colby Sawyer College now on course. Getting down to the bottom of the run. Through the finish line comes Anna Hosmer with a 59.69 combined of 155.02. Puts her into 4th place. Still, it's Erica Riley from Boston College leading. Emma Abramson in second from Sierra Nevada College. And her teammate Louisa Russell Henry in third. Anna Hosmer in fourth. Kaylee Johnson in fifth. The fastest yet to come. Can Riley hold on as Jeanette Seski from St. Olaf College makes her way through the bottom 5 gates. Into the finish corral comes Seski. Skeski with a time of 59.21 and a combined of 154.17. Good enough for the 3rd position. So a great run from Jeanette Seski. Currently on the podium in 3rd. Now Laura Martini on course from Boston College. And Ulrich Nikolaisen from Westminster College also on course. Waiting to see Westminster's Perrine Voisin in the start shack. Meanwhile, Laura Martini from Boston College makes her way through the final gates and across the stripe. Comes Martini in a 58.94. It's good enough for 2nd place. Martini moves into 2nd place with a 153.78. So your top 5 look like this. Boston College's Erica Riley in the lead. Her teammate Laura Martini in second. Emma Abramson from Sierra Nevada College in third. Jeanette Seski from St. Olaf in fourth. And Louisa Russell Henry from Sierra Nevada College in fifth. But here comes Ulrich Nikolaisen from Westminster. And she finishes her run with the fastest run of the day, 57.34. And she moves into the lead with a combined time of 152.07.
Gee, boss, she had a great first run, and she came in the back of the pack, came out of nowhere, and just an equally impressive second run there by Miss Nikolaisen.
15 down, 15 to come from the top 30 in the first run. Nikolaisen from Westminster currently in the lead, but here comes Perrine Voisin flying through the intermediate split. First after the intermediate split. Will she have enough in the bottom? Perrine Voisin from Westminster College, and she does it. She moves into the lead with a 56.77 on the second run, combined to 150.88. Our new leader, Perrine Voisin from Westminster College. Her teammate, Ulrich Nikolaisen in second. Boston College's Riley in third.
Geez, boss, where did that come from? She finished 15th in the first run. Again, Perry Voisin had the first best second run time in the GS run the other day. But wow, going from 15th to first, you're just seeing how aggressive these girls are skiing down this course right now.
Now across the finish line, also from Westminster, Victoria Glazinski with a time of 56.98. Second fastest of the day and a total combined time of 151.01. puts Glazinski from Westminster now in second place. So it's Perrine Voisin from Westminster, Victoria Glazinski in second, and Ulrich Nikolaisen in third, all from Westminster, as Westminster dominating the second run here from Sunday River. Now Isa Floden from Rocky Mountain College wearing bib 21. Moving down through the bottom section and across the finish line comes Floden. Floden with a 57.86. Check it, 57.88. And a combined score of 151.54. In third place now moves Isa Floden from Rocky Mountain College. Still Perrine Voisin on top with a 150.88. Emma Peck-Coffin from Smith College now. She's moving into the final gates. Peck-Coffin now trying to push towards the finish line. And across the stripe comes Emma Peck-Coffin in a time of 57.76 combined, 151.29. That's good enough for third place. Emma Peck-Coffin moves on to the podium in the third slot. It's Perrine Voisin from Westminster, Victoria Glazinski from Westminster, and Emma Peck-Coffin in the third position from Smith College. But Emma Beatty now on course, second after the intermediate split from the University of British Columbia. Here comes Beatty. Does she have enough? Trying to make up time. Into the bottom, end of the corral, and across the line comes Beatty. And a 57.97 on her second run. 151.47 is the combined. It's good enough for fourth. So Voisin, Glazinski, Coffin, Emma Beatty, and Isa Floden. Those are your top five, but the big girls are still to come. Krista Consiglio now from Brown University on course. Her teammate Kia Mosenthal right behind her. Consiglio now into the last five gates. Making her way, the legs are burning. She gets across the finish line. And Krista Consiglio with a 58.37 combined to 151.60. That'll put her in sixth place. So no change in the top three as Perrine Voisin from Westminster College currently leads this 2010 USCSA National Women's Championship. She's followed by her teammate Victoria Glazinski from Westminster College, Emma Peck-Coffin from Smith in third. And here comes Kia Mosenthal, sixth after the intermediate split. Can she make it up here at the bottom? Kia Mosenthal from Brown University, the last gate. And across the stripe comes Mosenthal with a 58.04 and a total combined of 151.10. It's good enough for third. So it pushes Emma Peck-Coffin down one slot off the podium as Kia Mosenthal from Brown now in the third slot. Still Perrine Voisin leading. Victoria Glazinski, her teammate, both from Westminster in the second position. Hedvig Spangs now from Sierra Nevada College. She was second after the intermediate split. Can she make up the time here in the bottom? She's in the last gate. Here comes Hedvig Spangs from Sierra Nevada College, and it's good enough for the lead. Hedvig Spangs with a 57.18. Total combined time of 150.09. She takes over the lead. Hedvig Spangs from Sierra Nevada College. Now Perry Finson from Boston College on course. Joanna Gillison from Sierra Nevada College. In the box, Martina Ryberg from Plymouth State. The big girls are still to come. Will Hedvig Spangs be able to hang on? Now moving towards the finish is Perry Finson from Boston College. Finson across the stripe. And Finson into second place with a combined of 150.21, 57.35 on the second run. So Hedvig Spangs, Perry Finson, and Perrine Voisin, your top three here. Fast and furious action from Sunday River, Maine. Boss Hogg and Chris Eliano bringing you the coverage from Barker Mountain. Joanna Gillison now from Sierra Nevada College, making her way into the final third. 8 gates to go for Gillison. She was first after the intermediate split. Will she hang on? Joanna Gillison, and she does it. 148.12 moves her into the lead. Joanna Gillison from Sierra Nevada College with the fastest second run of the day, 56.06.
Nearly 2 seconds ahead of Hedvig Spangs. Oh, Miss Gilson had a tremendous run there, boss, and it's only going to get better now that we approach our top 5 girls.
But here comes Martina Ryberg. She's having no part of finishing anything but first. She's leading after the intermediate split from Plymouth State. Skiing like a tremendous machine. Here comes Martina Ryberg. Across the finish line is Ryberg. Is it enough? Yes, it is. Into the lead goes Martina Ryberg with a 147.93 combined and the fastest time of the second run, 55.87. So it's Martina Ryberg from Plymouth State leading this final. Gillison from Sierra Nevada in second. Hedvig Spangs still on the podium in third. But it's Maria Camila Fraschini now. She was fourth after the intermediate time at 21.79. Will she have enough here at the bottom? Maria Camelia Freschini from Westminster College into the last gate and across the stripe. And it's good enough for third place with a 148.77 combined, 57.00 for the run. Kristen Leggett now, the third fastest from the first run. She's on course from Castleton College. It's Ryberg in the lead, Gillison in second, Freschini in third, Spangs in fourth, Finzen in fifth. But here comes Kristen Leggett. And we don't have an intermediate time for Leggett. And is she skied out, Chris? Has Leggett skied out?
She missed the gate. She had to hike a bit, Bosch, so a big mistake there for Leggett.
And it looks like Kristen Leggett had some problems halfway down. Yes, indeed, she has. A tough break for Kristen Leggett as she was third place. She's going to come across the line here in a time of 1:10.35. A terrible misfortune for Kristen Leggett. But now Danielle Shannon from Colby Sawyer College. She's on course. Coming down into the final gate, she was second. Will she be able to take over Martina Ryberg? Danielle Shannon across the finish line. She comes with a 57.35, but only good enough for fourth place. 148.80. One more skier to come. Kendall Brown, Westminster University. Will she be able to take over Plymouth State's Martina Ryberg? Here comes Kendall Brown. She's leading after the first intermediate split. Kendall Brown skiing fast. Wow, look at this action, ladies and gentlemen. Here comes Kendall Brown. Will it be enough for a national championship? Westminster College, Kendall Brown in the last three gates. To the finish line comes Brown, and she wins it. She wins it. Kendall Brown with a 57.13 and a 147.76, and she is going to be the 2010 USCSA national champion here in the women's slalom. What an incredible run from Kendall Brown as she passes Martina Ryberg on the last run of the day and takes over, winning a national championship here from Sunday River. How exciting was that, Chris Aliano?
Such an impressive effort all day by Kendall Brown. To be honest, she had the sixth best time in this second run. Martina Ryberg beat her by nearly 2 seconds, but hey, she beat Martina by more than almost 2 seconds in the first run. So hey, it's all about consistency, boss. First place and sixth place, fifth place and first place for both Brown and Ryberg. Their finishes in the first and second run, that's why they're 1-2. So very impressive efforts there by both of them. Martina now her second medal now. She was third in the GS, now second, possibly, most likely in the slalom.
Fantastic action here from these lady racers. Kendall Brown from Westminster College leading start to finish. The fastest first run. She did not have the fastest second run, but because her first run was so good, the combined score good enough to put her atop the leaderboard here. Just barely 2/10 of a second faster than the combined score of Martina Ryberg, but it is good enough to win today's event. So Kendall Brown from Westminster College with an impressive two-run performance. She's followed by Plymouth State's Martina Ryberg. In the third spot, Sierra Nevada College's Joanna Gillison. Westminster's Maria Camelia Freschini finishes in fourth. Rounding out the top five from Colby Sawyer, it's Danielle Shannon. In the sixth position from Sierra Nevada, Hedvig Spangs. Boston College's Perry Finzen in the seventh spot. Perrine Voisin from Westminster in the eighth position. Ninth position to Victoria Glazinski from Westminster. And rounding out your top 10 from Brown University is Kia Mosenthal. But a big day for Kendall Brown from Westminster College. She skied it start to finish well. And, it was funny. She was leading very well after the first intermediate split. It looked like she had some difficulty in the bottom part of the course. But because of her performance in the first run, she had enough of a lead to sneak by Martina Ryberg right at the last second by 2/10. What a great race.
It really was. I wouldn't even call it difficulty. It was just she was bringing so much speed down. Again, that first pitch, you can bring so much speed down, and you really got to watch yourself as you get into the more technical first flat of the course, and maybe that's what slowed her down a bit, but she was able to, work through it. Still a sixth-place finish in the second run, and that was good enough for first. the snow's a little soft up there, so it's tough to, make those turns so cleanly through those technical portions of the course. I'm not sure if there's a flush up there, but I see a bunch of hairpins, and you just got to be careful. You saw how one mistake could cost you so dearly. That, unfortunately, happening to Kristen Leggett, our giant slalom champion, but one mistake, and she falls out of the pack. So you're bringing so much speed out of that first pitch. You got to watch yourself before you get into the more technical portions of the course.
Wow, a tough break for Kristen Leggett. We knew she was going to be competitive here in the second round, but as you say, Chris, anything can happen on that race course, and bad luck for Kristen Leggett. But Kendall Brown, Martina Ryberg, and Joanna Gillison, your top three finishers here this morning as we have a hold on the course. One more time, I want to report to our timing shack down here at the base that is keeping the paper tally from Boston College, wearing bib 92, finishing in a 1:00.94 and a combined time of 1:57.82. So we have the rest of the field to come down, but highly unlikely there will be any changes here in your individual results. And congratulations to Westminster College's Kendall Brown. She has won the 2010 USCSA National Women's Title here from Sunday River, Maine.
Team standing still up for grab, though, boss. Westminster with another very, very impressive lead after that flip. They're up by more than 4.5 seconds right now, but some of these teams still have their best races to go down. Looking at BC right now, they're in third place with their 7th, 16th, and 17th best times, and they are more than well ahead of the next best team, Plymouth State. Brown in 5th, but they'll need another one of their races to go to qualify them up in their team standing. So a lot of time still to be made up, but very, very impressive effort again by Westminster College. And if this results hold, it looks like they'll be the ones winning the women's combined overall title.
Certainly fielding an impressive Alpine racing team from Westminster College here at the 2010 USCSA Nationals. Don't forget, we'll be broadcasting tomorrow's men's slalom event right here from the same Monday morning trail at the base of Barker Mountain. We ask you to tune in for that on the USCSA Radio Network. Coverage beginning right about 9:15 tomorrow morning. Special triple header coverage tomorrow on the radio network. We'll then be moving over to the men's snowboard giant slalom and back here to the Monday morning trail later in the afternoon for the second run of the men's slalom. So this 2010 USCSA National Championships coming to a close tomorrow evening, but not after 5 impressive days of athletic competition. Nordic events been taking place over at the Black Mountain in Rumford, Maine. We've been seeing the skier cross and snowboard cross right here at Sunday River, along with slopestyle competitions yesterday. We saw the half-pipe competitions earlier on in the week. Today seems to belong to the Alpine racers, so just a great week of collegiate competition here. And we are proud to broadcast it all to you. A beautiful day for the spectators on hand here at Sunday River as the sun high in the sky, not a cloud to be seen on a bluebird afternoon in western Maine. And it looks like we're back underway here as Nicole Saltzman from Syracuse University wearing bib number 16. She's currently on course.
Nicole, just a freshman out of Syracuse. The Orange, of course, number 1 ranked basketball team right now, but glad to see them represented here at the USCSA National Championships. Nicole, a major in sports management and a minor in housekeeping with a specialization in toilets. You know, my apartment is quite dirty, Nicole. If you'd like to head on over to Boston for if you're free sometime next week, sure we could use some of your studies there.
Here comes Nicole Saltzman from Syracuse University in through the last 5 gates. And across the stripe comes Saltzman. Saltzman with a second time of 102.66 and combined of 159.54. Now on course, Megan Cleason from Clarkson University. Stanford's Andrea Wallace has just dropped in on the top of the course from the shack. And awaiting her second run from Colby Sawyer is Cecile Anvord. But now it's Megan Cleason. Cleason skiing well. 10 gates to go for Cleason, and she makes her way here into the bottom part of the course, and across the stripe comes Megan Cleason from Clarkson University. Her second run time of 105.61 and a combined of 202.97. Andrea Wallace wearing the bib number 33 from Stanford University, now past the halfway mark into the bottom third, while Cecile Anvord from Colby Sawyer is at the top. And a tough break for Andrea Wallace, as it looks like she has taken a spill here on the skier's right. Let's see if she can get up here, and yep, she is up, so obviously she's all right, but she's going to ski out, and that's going to be the end of the day for Andrea Wallace.
Shame. It is her birthday, so hopefully the rest of your day goes well, Andrea. You had a great first run. Great to see you here. Please enjoy the rest of your birthday. Let's not let that DNF deter you at all.
I don't know if a DNF can ever deter a birthday. Happy birthday, Andrea. Tough luck for her, but she's going to have a good evening nonetheless. Just competing here in the USCSA Nationals is such an accomplishment for so many of these athletes. As Cecile Anvord from Colby Sawyer College crosses the line in 103.10 with a combined time of 200.68. Now halfway through into the bottom third comes Jill Clevenger out of Clarkson. And from the College of Idaho at the top now, Kelly Fitzpatrick. Kelly Tingle from Colby Sawyer, she's in the start house awaiting her second run. And a tough time for Clevenger. So as the course gets tricky here inside the bottom third, Clevenger seemed to miss a gate. She went ahead and hiked back up, and now she's back on course, but that's going to certainly slow her time down. As Kelly Fitzpatrick from the College of Idaho also on course, and now they've let Kelly Tingle out of the box from Colby Sawyer College at the top. So three ladies on course at once. Here across the finish line comes Jill Clevenger from Clarkson. Her second run of 122.31 gives her a combined of 220.21.
Tough break for Jill. Clarkson did real well in the giant slalom. They were in 7th place after that day. Not doing as well in this slalom event, but hey, you never know what could happen. Still some more races to come and some team standing shifts yet to be made.
Here's Kelly Fitzpatrick from the College of Idaho. Across the stripe comes Fitzpatrick. Her time 116.11 for a combined time of 214.06. But an impressive performance today from Westminster College's Kendall Brown as she takes the 2010 National Championship title here at the USCSA. She's followed in second by Martina Ryberg from Plymouth State and Joanna Gillison from Sierra Nevada in third. As Kelly Tingle from Colby Sawyer College crosses the stripe in a 102.01 and a combined time of 200.37.
Not only is Kelly a USCSA athlete, she's an intramural sports athlete involved in intramural soccer. I'm sure my BU ski team, intramural soccer team, could take her on, and I say that with only the most sarcasm. I don't think we won a game last year, boss.
Now Elizabeth Hanberry from Brown University coming into the lower section here of the course. Her final 8 gates. Here comes Elizabeth Hanberry from Brown University. And Hanberry crossing the line in 102.25 with a combined time of 200.61. On course, Lexi Dreschel from Whitman College. Allison Hubbard from the University of Massachusetts at Amherst also on the hill. And Whitman College's Polly Evans in the start shack. But here comes Lexi Dreschel. And Lexi Dreschel skiing well here in the bottom section into the last gate. And across the stripe comes Lexi Dreschel with a second round time of 102.53 and a combined of 200.89. Running down the top 10 in your individual competition so far, Brown University's Kia Mosenthal in the 10th slot. Westminster's Victoria Glazinski in 9th. Perrine Voisin in 8th from Westminster. Perry Finzen from Boston College in 7th. And Hedvig Spangs from Sierra Nevada in 6th place as Allison Hubbard from UMass Amherst crosses the finish line in a 105.07 and a combined time of 203.49. Polly Evans from Whitman College, bib 62, currently on course. She is skiing very well here in the bottom section as she is now into the bottom third with about 15 gates to go. A big, long burner here, 62 gates for these ladies, coming down 196 vertical meters. And you can certainly feel it when you get into those last 10 gates and that flush, Chris Eliano.
You really can, boss. And, you know, a very nice effort there by Polly Evans. That's the 30th best time of this second run. And, you know, it really depends on what your preference is. Some people love the speed parts, but some people prefer the more technical aspects, going through these hairpins, these flushes, all these combos. And, you know, when they see these courses like that, they get excited because they know they ski that the best, and they can make the biggest jumps up those standings at the end of the first run.
Polly Evans with a 101.44, combined time of 159.87. And here comes Laura Trashler. That's Laura Tashler from St. Olaf College, finishing in a 1:00:47 for a combined of 158.93. Now on course from Plymouth State University, Alexandra Albrecht from Kingfield, Maine. And Laura Mansell from St. Olaf. She is on course. Penn State's Alexa Owen in the start shack awaiting her second run. Meanwhile, it is Alexandra Albrecht from Plymouth State University. Now Albrecht across the line in a 101.97 with a combined time of 2:00:61. So the Kingfield, Maine from Sugarloaf and Carabasset Valley's Alexandra Albrecht completes her second run here in the 2010 USCSA National Championships. Laura Mansell from St. Olaf now on course wearing bib 102. She's followed by Penn State's Alexa Owen and Catherine Stewart from Brown University in the shack awaiting her second run. Good recovery there right at the end by Laura Mansell from St. Olaf, finishing in a 102.99 and a combined time of 2:01.68. Alexa Owen now wearing bib number 17 into the lower third. She's followed by Catherine Stewart from Brown. And from Rocky Mountain College, it's Alexandra Gurris. And she will drop in momentarily here. But first, it's Alexa Owen. Owen from Penn State University, pushing hard. Down across the stripe into the finish corral comes Owen. And Alexa Owen with a second run time of 105.26 and a combined time of 2:03.98. Now Catherine Stewart from Brown University. Rocky Mountain College's Alexandra Gurris on course. Catherine Goller from Plymouth State in the box waiting to come. But here it's Catherine Stewart from Brown University, trying to let the ski swing left to right, keeping the body still and pointing downhill. Here comes Catherine Stewart from Brown University. And across the stripe is Stewart in a 102.41 and a combined time of 2:01.31 for Catherine Stewart. Alexandra Gurris from Rocky Mountain College on course now. She's followed by Catherine Goller at Plymouth State University. And Catherine Gendreau now from Clarkson College. She's in the start house awaiting her second run. But here comes Rocky Mountain College's Alexandra Gurris. She did very well 2 days ago in the women's giant slalom. And she's skiing well today as she pushes her way through the finish line for Alexandra Gurris. And a time of 102.55 and a combined effort of 2:01.56 for Gurris.
Not a bad effort indeed for the junior out of Rocky Mountain College, a major in aviation and aeronautical science. Other hobbies include dirt biking and traveling. You know, Rocky Mountain College, you know, you saw those Western schools really dominate the freestyle, and they really dominated yesterday's giant slalom event. Meanwhile, Eastern girls really took down the giant slalom women's event, and Rocky Mountain fighting for a overall positioning right now. They move up to 7th overall, much better, 4th place overall after the giant slalom. They're only 9th in slalom.
Now across the finish line, it is Catherine Goller from Plymouth State University, wearing bib 110 with a 102.86 for her second run and a combined effort of 2:02.10. But the day belongs to Kendall Brown from Westminster College. An absolute lightning fast run in the first run earlier this morning. It was enough to catapult her in and allow her to continue to stay in first place, as she only had the 6th fastest time in the second run. But then again, as we sat there and said, Chris, earlier this morning, you have to be careful on the first run. But if you are aggressive and let it all hang out, you can actually use that And sometimes, as we see here today with Kendall Brown, she had to use that to hold on to a national championship.
It's really funny, the balance between how conservative you want to be first run just to make the second run, and then, for those top finishers, how conservative they want to be in the second run just to assure that they finish, knowing that they did so much in the first run that they have some leeway. That was the case with Kendall. She tore it up that first run with the first place overall, and then, that sixth place, she had the cushion, and she knew she just had to finish. She made sure she got down the course after that, speeding through the first pitch, and she had the cushion. She was a little bit more conservative, but hey, she winds up winning, and that's just being smart and being consistent.
Wearing bib number 67 now across the line is Alexandra Anderson from St. Olaf. Her time 102.83 with a combined of 202.34. Immediately preceding her was Catherine Jandro from Clarkson College. Her second round time of 105.65 gives her a combined of 205.04. And now coming through into the finish corral from Brown University, bib number 85, Emily Simmons. And Simmons with a 101.98 and a combined time of 201.65. Mimi Palavara from Rocky Mountain College now on course, along with Brianna Kohlberg from Castleton. UMass Amherst's Abby Nolan in the top shack awaiting her second run. But first, it's Mimi Palavara from Rocky Mountain College. Here comes Palavara. Palavara into the final three gates. And across the stripe comes Mimi Palavara. And a good run for Palavara. 100.08, 26th fastest here in the second round. But her combined time of 159.82 puts her into the 32nd position. So a good run for Mimi Palavara from Rocky Mountain College. Brianna Kohlberg from Castleton now on course, wearing bib 32, into the bottom third, as Abby Nolan from UMass Amherst up along the top of the course. Great work by the course workers as you can see them running into the gates and trying to straighten out the ruts, straightening poles. As Brianna Kohlberg from Castleton now across the finish line in a 106.20 combined of 206.05. Abby Nolan from UMass Amherst now into the bottom third. And Kristen Anderson from Syracuse University now on course. From the University of Wisconsin-Madison, Janelle Schofield awaits her second run from the start shack. Meanwhile, it's Abby Nolan from UMass Amherst. Nolan into the finish corral and across the finish line in a 102.46 and a combined of 202.74. Kristen Anderson from Syracuse moving into the bottom third here, as Janelle Schofield from University of Wisconsin-Madison now on course at the top. And Chris, you can really see how steep it is at the top, especially as some of the snow flies where they find out that they've just gone a little too far and they got to put the brakes on.
That's what it is. It's about trying to ski clean, but boy, if you make one mistake, if you go into a gate a little too late, that's all you got to do. And the snow is so soft, it'll just kick up. All of a sudden, you're not sure if that girl's going to ski out of there, but it looks like she skied that just fine.
Kirsten Anderson from Syracuse finishes in a 105.71 with a combined time of 206.00. Janelle Schofield from Wisconsin-Madison now moving into the final section. Rocky Mountain College's Megan Thies is now on course, as is Rocky Mountain College's Brittany Anderson. So the two teammates in the top spot of the course as Megan Thies, check that, Janelle Schofield from the University of Wisconsin-Madison finishes her second run in a 108.20 and a combined time of 208.62. Megan Thies now into the bottom third. She's followed by Brittany Anderson, both from Rocky Mountain College. In the start house awaits Katie Kernan from the College of Idaho. But meanwhile, Megan Thies makes her way across the stripe in a 104.09, giving her a combined time of 205.47. Brittany Anderson still left to come down halfway through as they let Katie Kernan from the College of Idaho onto the course. She's up at the top. She'll be followed by Christina Sundin from Castleton. And let's see, we've got a gate issue here. We're going to see if they can hold that gate up here at the bottom of the course. Indeed, they have. And across the finish line comes Brittany Anderson from Rocky Mountain College in a time of 105.08 and a combined effort of 206.56. Boy, it takes a village to run a slalom race here at Sunday River, as these gates are coming up and down all over the place. And amazingly, when the next rider comes, or the next skier comes down, someone's been out there and repaired it. So hats off to a tremendous trail crew made up of volunteers and Sunday River folks, making this a safe and enjoyable race for these ladies. Now across the finish line, it is Katie Kernan from the College of Idaho, 105.49 and a combined effort of 207.36. Castleton College's Christina Sundin wearing bib 56. She is coming down into the bottom third. She's followed by Cornell University's Rebecca Smith in bib 117. And Tori Anderson from Whitman College awaits at the top. Meanwhile, Christina Sundin from Castleton into the last flush, and across the stripe comes Sundin with a time of 107.04 and a combined of 208.92. Quick rundown of your top five. Kendall Brown winning today from Westminster College. Plymouth State's Martina Ryberg in second. Sierra Nevada's Joanna Gillison rounding out the podium in the third spot. In fourth place was Westminster's Maria Camelia Francini. And Colby Sawyer's Danielle Shannon in the fifth position. Across the finish stripe comes Rebecca Smith now from Cornell University in a 105.37 and a combined time of 207.39. Whitman College's Tori Anderson on course. Also Cornell's Elizabeth Loftus on course. And we wait for University of Wisconsin-Madison's Emily Duncanson in the start shack. Here comes Anderson from Whitman College. Whitman bringing a great team here to the USCSA Nationals, and across the stripe comes Anderson. And her time, a 105.35 with a combined time of 207.45 for Tori Anderson. Now Elizabeth Loftus past the halfway point into the bottom third. Up at the top of the course is Emily Duncanson from the University of Wisconsin-Madison. But now Cornell's Elizabeth Loftus into the final 10-gate flush. Here comes Loftus. Loftus pushing hard and stretching for the finish line is Elizabeth Loftus from Cornell University with a second round time of 106.61 and a combined effort of 208.72. Jessica Frankowski now on course from Northern Michigan University at the top. But here in the lower third is Emily Duncanson from the University of Wisconsin-Madison. Duncanson trying to keep things clean. Here comes Emily Duncanson into the final gates. And across the stripe comes Duncanson with a time of 109.34 and a combined time of 211.46. On course now from the top, Alexandra Klebe wearing bib 45 from Penn State University. She'll be followed by Castleton College's Heather Patterson. But Jessica Frankowski from Northern Michigan University, she has yet to come through the finish line, and here she comes from Northern Michigan University. It's Jessica Frankowski. She's followed by Alexandra Klebe from Penn State. And here is Frankowski from Northern Michigan with a time of 111.31 and a combined effort of 213.49.
Boss, let's not forget that a lot of ladies here today are skiing in their final collegiate events as USCSA and collegiate athletes. Jessica, one of those athletes, she's a senior. This will be her last ski race here in the USCSA. She's a curling enthusiast, a trivia master. She also likes sailing, so a tremendous career. We haven't said it already. Please, ladies who are concluding your careers today, hats off to you. You've all been phenomenal USCSA athletes.
Crossing the finish line now, it's Alexandra Klebe from Penn State University in a time of 109.80 and a combined effort of 212.59. Let's break down the ladies' team results here from the women's slalom. Currently in first place, it is Westminster. Second place, Sierra Nevada. Boston College in the third slot. Brown University in fourth. Colby Sawyer in fifth. Plymouth State in sixth. St. Olaf in seventh. Rocky Mountain College in eighth. UMass Amherst in ninth. And rounding out your top 10 on the team competition is Whitman College. as Heather Patterson from Castleton crosses the finish line in a 108.16, giving her a combined time of 211.16.
She was a phenomenal athlete out of the Thompson division. A tremendous career, this being her last race as well. She dominated the Thompson division for most of her career in all ECSC Thompson division team, 2008, 2009, 2010. Again, a lot of these ladies in their last races today as USCSA athletes.
Now across the stripe from Lafayette, it is Julia Mason with a time of 109.31 and a combined score of 212.40. Cooper Dendel from Northern Michigan. She's coming into the lower third and now on course from Castleton College. Katie Martin, UMass Amherst's Emily Shaletto at the top starting box awaiting her second run. Meanwhile, Cooper Dendel from Northern Michigan University. She negotiates the last two gates, and across the stripe comes Cooper Dendel with a second run time of 109.81 and a combined of 212.99. Now working into the combined results, this is where we take the team results of the slalom and we add them to the team results of the giant slalom for a total Alpine combined team event. Currently in first place, Westminster, Sierra Nevada in second, Brown in third, Plymouth State in fourth, and Rocky Mountain College in fifth. Now it's Katie Martin from Castleton into the last 7 or 8 sticks here as she makes her way to the bottom of this Monday morning run. And across the stripe comes Katie Martin from Castleton in a 112.77 combined of 216.69. Emily Shaletto from UMass Amherst into the bottom third. She's followed by the College of Idaho's Maura Pickett as Molly McLeod from Colby Sawyer up in the start house waiting to come down.
Looks like Maura Pickett might have skied out there, had some trouble at the bottom of that speedy first pitch. Looks like she may be a DNF.
Indeed she is, so a little too tough to handle for Maura Pickett. But a good run from Emily Shaletto from the University of Massachusetts at Amherst with a 109.36 in her second run and a combined time of 213.71 for Emily Shaletto. So Maura Pickett did in fact ski out. It'll be a DNF for Maura. Tough luck for Miss Pickett, but Molly McLeod now from Colby Sawyer College. She's on course about halfway down, and she is skiing very, very well. Right through the short flush there, keeping the upper body in a pretty straight and still position while the legs swing back and forth, always pointing downhill with that upper body. And she's got a good run going on here, Chris. Molly McLeod from Colby Sawyer College.
You know, boss, I have the fortune of living with her roommate, skiing with her roommate, Tavish, in the Thompson division. Molly celebrating a tremendous end of her career here with her final run. She is a senior. My hat's off to Molly. And look at that, a 29th best time right now. She had to hike a bit in that first run, so it was a tough break to her. I know it wasn't the USCSA Nationals that she wanted. Had some trouble in her GS first run as well. But, boy, is she a trooper, and did she come back and really throw out a tremendous effort in that second run. So my hat's off to you, Molly. Congratulations on a great career.
Indeed. Molly McLeod with a 100.94 for the second run and a combined score of 205.47 in the senior from Colby Sawyer College's final collegiate competitive ski race. And we'd like to wish her the very best, and congratulations to Molly McLeod. Now it's Katrina Cassell across the line from Penn State University in a 110.90 and a combined of 216.72. Now on course also from Lehigh University, it's Julia Piper wearing bib number 8. She'll be followed by Stein Lunde from Sierra Nevada College in bib 59, and from the University of Wisconsin-Madison at the top, Start Shack awaits Blake Meyer for her second run. Meanwhile, Julia Piper from Lehigh, she negotiates the last 10 gates here. The legs are on fire by the time they get to this finish stripe. You can just tell. And across the stripe comes Julia Piper from Lehigh in a time of 115.09 and a combined time of 221.29. And it looks like Stein Lunde from Sierra Nevada College, she too missed a gate there in the center section, was unable to hike back up, so that's going to be the end of the day for Stein Lund. Unfortunate luck for her. Although Stein Lund had a great performance 2 days ago in the women's giant slalom. So overall, I'm sure a very successful 2010 USCSA National Championships for Stein Lund.
Got to wonder how those course conditions are holding up now midway through, a little more than 2/3 of the way through this second run. You know, you can't credit enough just how good a job Sunday River's doing keeping this course in tip-top condition. But boy, it is a slalom event. Ruts definitely develop midway through a second run, and it's just tough for those skiers in the back of the pack sometimes.
And now crossing the finish line at bib 61 from the University of Wisconsin-Madison, it is Blake Meyer with a time of 112.54 and a combined of 218.86 for Blake Meyer. Syracuse University's Julia White now negotiating the final 5 sticks here. And across the stripe comes Julia White from Syracuse in a time of 105.41, a good second run for Julia White, and that'll give her a combined score of 212.30. But your top 5, of course, the national championship belongs to Kendall Brown from Westminster College. She's followed by Plymouth State's Martina Ryberg, Sierra Nevada College's Joanna Gillison, in 4th, Westminster's Maria Camelia Fraschini, and rounding out your top 5 from Colby Sawyer College, it's Danielle Shannon. Now Kine Cagnes from James Madison University makes her way into the finish corral, and across the stripe comes Cagnes with a time of 115.56 and a combined time of 222.81. Your 6th through 10th finishers: Hedvig Spangs from Sierra Nevada College in 6th, Perry Finzen from Boston College in 7th, Westminster's Perrine Voisin in the 8th slot, Victoria Glazinski from Westminster also in the 9th spot, and from Brown University, rounding out the top 10, is Kia Mosenthal. Meanwhile, hooking a last gate here, the gate before the finish, it was Audrey Belding from Northern Michigan University, and she was one gate from the finish stripe. It looked like she hooked the gate with her ski. And we're going to have to see what happens here as the Mary Gocha from Northern Michigan University is coming down, and they are going to they'll be able to get Audrey Belding out of the way here. So Mary Gocha now across the finish line. And we're going to have to take a look at scoring here as scoring figures out what's going on here. A tough break. Yep, we want to check that. Some wrong information here. It was Emily Burritt, actually, bib number 35, that hooked the gate. So Audrey Belding did cross the finish line from Northern Michigan University in a time of 114.40 and a combined effort of 223.54. So just to recap here, Julia White from Syracuse University, 105.41 and a combined of 212.30. Bib number 2 from James Madison University, Kine Cagnes. She crossed in 115.56 and 221.81. Audrey Belding in bib number 99 from Northern Michigan University finished in 114.40 and a combined of 223.54. And Mary Gocha from Northern Michigan University with a 115.11 and a combined of 225.88. So back on track here as Heather Merkis from Cornell University. She finishes her second run in 112.08 with a combined of 223.11. Meanwhile, Caitlin Wolcott from Cornell currently on course, and Kelly Bracken from Syracuse University up at the top of the hill. A glorious afternoon here on a Friday from Sunday River, Maine. It can't get any better. Jake Treadwell called it in this morning at about 7 o'clock, and he delivered. And a fantastic race course to boot. It doesn't get any better than this, ladies and gentlemen, as Caitlin Wolcott from Cornell University crosses the stripe in 117.82 and a combined time of 229.66. Kelly Bracken now from Syracuse into the bottom third. 10 gates to go for Bracken. James Madison University's Kendall Burton now on course, and now dropping out from the top from the University of California, Davis, it's Sabrina Bedell. And across the finish line comes Kelly Bracken from Syracuse University in a time of 1:17.16 and a combined time of 2:29.12.
Kelly, a junior out of the Syracuse Newhouse School of Public Communications, a very, very esteemed communication school on this East Coast. Her major is television, radio, and film. Her minor, she claims, is American cheese history. Now, I'm almost positive I would ace any midterm or final in that class. Or mine. I'm going to have to double check and see if that is an actual course of study there at Syracuse. Go Orange.
James Madison University's Kendall Burton now across the finish line in 1:18.22 and a combined score of 2:30.21. As University of California at Davis's Sabrina Bedell is on course wearing bib 48. Also the University of Minnesota at Duluth's Amanda Peterson, she's on course, and just dropping in from the start shack from Clarkson is Emma Mazur. Meanwhile, Sabrina Bedell makes her way across the stripe into the corral in a time of 1:15.41 and a combined time of 2:27.71. Minnesota Duluth's Amanda Peterson still on course. She's followed by Emma Mazur at Clarkson University. And now dropping in from the start shack is Tracy Pulaski from the University of Wisconsin at Madison. Meanwhile, Amanda Peterson from the University of Minnesota at Duluth crosses the finish line in a 1:08.01. A good second run for Peterson and a combined time of 2:20.42. Emma Mazur now into the lower third. She's from Clarkson University, and she's followed by Tracy Pulaski from the University of Wisconsin. And now out of the start gate comes Penn State's Elizabeth Pasquale. But it's Emma Mazur now here in the bottom. The last three gates for Mazur. Mazur holding the speed and tucking. Into the finish corral comes Mazur with a time of 1:13.63 and a combined time of 2:26.33. Wisconsin-Madison's Tracy Pulaski now. She's moving through the bottom third as Elizabeth Pasquale from Penn State University is on course, but no, she looks like she has skidded out halfway down as she came out of the flats into that second steep section a little too late for the gate. Let's see if she's going to try to hike it back. It appears she may have lost a ski.
Yep.
She has, and that's going to be the end of the day.
I never want to see a second run end like that, boss, but hey, it's USCSA Nationals. You skied your first run. You skied Giant Slalom. What more could you ask for? It's been a tremendous week, I'm sure. Tough break, but hey, keep your chin up. This has been a great event for everyone.
Meanwhile, from the University of Wisconsin at Madison, Tracy Pulaski wearing bib number 111. She crosses the finish line and successfully completes her two runs here in a time of 1:14.06 and a combined time of 2:27.17. Undoubtedly, the day belongs to Kendall Brown, though, from Westminster College, in a tremendous performance. It took the first run for her to sneak by in the second, as she only had the sixth fastest time in the second run, but it was good enough combined to win the 2010 USCSA Women's Slalom National Championship here from the Monday Morning Trail at beautiful Sunday River in western Maine. Boss Hogg and Chris Aliano bringing you the coverage live here from the broadcast booth at Barker Mountain. Hope you're enjoying our coverage on the USCSA Radio Network. We invite you to tune in tomorrow as we'll bring you triple header coverage beginning at 9:15 tomorrow morning for the men's slalom event, the first run. Then we'll move over to the men's giant slalom snowboard competition right around lunchtime, and then back at 1 o'clock in the afternoon for the final second run of the men's slalom. So triple header coverage here tomorrow. We hope you'll join us. And if you're not listening on the internet, then you better be standing here, because what a beautiful day we've got in store for you tomorrow. If you thought our 40-degree temperatures and bluebird skies were epic today, wait till you come back tomorrow. They're calling for temperatures in the 50s and not a cloud in the sky. Should be a beautiful day to spectate for these National College Championships.
I'll be bringing my bathing suit, boss. It's going to be a great day. Where I'm going to swim, not really sure yet, but having a great time over at the Grand Summit Hotel.
And let's catch up for our writers over here on the timing wall. Tracy Pulaski, bib 111 from Wisconsin-Madison with 1:14.06 and a 2:27.17. As now crossing the finish line from the University of California, Davis, it's Margaret O'Neill. She crosses in a 1:20.94 and a 2:35.22 is her combined time. Laura Turek from James Madison University now on course. In the start shack is Cornell's Ann Pennington. And about halfway through, dropping into the lower third now, is James Madison's Laura Turek. Ann Pennington from Cornell University still in the start shack. But here comes Laura Turek. Ann Pennington from Cornell University now crossing the finish line in a time of 1:23.59 for a combined effort for, no, check that. That's Laura Turek from James Madison University crossing the finish line in a 1:23.59 and a combined time of 2:38.09. Ann Pennington from Cornell University on course, but it looks like she's had some difficulty up in the top part of the course. And she's going to hike back up and make the gate. So now Ann Pennington back on course. It's always good to see that, Chris, as these athletes have worked so hard just to get to this competition. Just to make the U.S. Nationals is quite an accomplishment. And even though you may miss a gate, what perseverance to be able to hike that gate and get back on course. You don't care what the final time is. What you care about is that you completed the race. And I'll tell you, that is really the true sign of an athlete.
Boss, I love seeing it. I mean, me personally, I know I've got my teammates often urge me to bring a backpack and a survival trip with me whenever I do my runs because I do quite the amount of hiking every now and then. So it's always good to see. You never want to see someone just back out, give up on their run, especially if this is the last run of your season and possibly career. You want to finish strong. So, hey, tip of the hat, great job.
Ann Pennington now from Cornell making her way down. Sarah Sevchuk from Penn State University. She's on course. Sevchuk with a good run in the GS 2 days ago. But it is now Ann Pennington across the finish line. And that took some heart for Pennington to hike up and catch that gate, but she has successfully completed her second run in 1:55.61 with a combined time of 3:10.45. Now Sarah Sevchuk from Penn State University. She crosses the finish line in a 1:15.38 and a combined time of 2:31.50. Do want to congratulate Ann Pennington, though. That takes a lot of heart to do that, and she showed what being a great college athlete is all about as she took a long hike to catch that gate and made her way back down to complete her run here at Sunday River. So congratulations to you, Ann. As Danielle Franks from Syracuse University. She's now on course. She's making her way past the halfway stripe into the lower third comes Danielle Franks. Lehigh's Corey Tolkien is in the start shack, awaiting to drop in. As we have about 15 racers to go here before we will complete the second round. Congratulations, of course, to Kendall Brown from Westminster College, winning today's women's slalom event here from Sunday River. Martina Ryberg from Plymouth State University in second. And rounding out the podium from Sierra Nevada College is Joanna Jillison. Now coming across the finish line from Syracuse University, it's Danielle Franks. Danielle Franks with a time of 1:26.87 and a combined time of 2:44.01. Wearing bib 64 now halfway up. Corey Tolkien from Lehigh University. She'll be followed by Stanford's Olivia Jacobson, waiting in the start shack for her second run. Now on the course all by herself, though, it's Corey Tolkien from Lehigh. And it's Corey Tolkien making her way into the bottom third. You know, Chris, we can't stress enough here the quality of this race course, and it has been all week long for the Alpine events. We saw our first course during the women's GS back on Wednesday, then moved to the men's GS yesterday and on to the slalom today, and all three events have just had epic course conditions here. Really fantastic considering all of the snow, warm temperatures, snow high in the sky, and somehow, some way, this Sunday River crew gets it done.
Boss, what I wouldn't give to just have a chance to ski on such fantastic conditions. Usually when I go, it's in the back of the pack, the men, and I'm on a normal race weekend, a carnival or just a regular race weekend. The ladies will go first, and then the men will go. So guys in the back of the pack like me, unfortunately, will not have the best course conditions. But boy, I can't even imagine what I'd do on a course like this with such great conditions. Probably still finish close to last, but hey, at least I'll have fun.
Corey Talkin from Lehigh University. She has now made it across the finish line. She'll be followed by Olivia Jacobson and Jennifer Roque. Jacobson from Stanford University, Roque from the United States Military Academy, and up in the start shack, Rose Monroe, also from the United States Military Academy. Trying to get a time here for Corey Tolkien. We'll stand by for that. Meanwhile, Olivia Jacobson, wearing bib number 77, crosses the finish line. And Jennifer Roque now on course from the United States Military Academy. Trying to see the times here on a full screen. We're not able to see those right now. There we go. For Corey Tolkien, she came in at 122.69 and a combined score of 240.48. Olivia Jacobson, wearing bib 77 from Stanford University. She crossed in 125.97 for a combined time of 244.32. So the last three, Danielle Franks, Corey Tolkien, and Olivia Jacobson, as we wait for Jennifer Roque from the United States Military Academy. And she's making her way through the final five gates here. And here comes Jennifer Roque. And Roque across the finish stripe with a time of 121.88 and a combined time of 240.85. Her teammate, Rose Monroe, from the United States Military Academy, now halfway up the hill. She'll be moving into the lower third section. Looks like she's got a good run going on here. On a beautiful Friday afternoon in the Western Mountains of Maine.
Rose Monroe, a senior out of the USMA. She majors in American history and French, so of course this will be her last collegiate official ski run. So hats off to her, and give her please a loud round of applause, folks, as she makes her way down to the bottom of the course. And please, congratulations to all of you senior ladies who finished wrapped up your collegiate careers today, all of which I'm sure were phenomenal careers. Better than mine, boss, at least.
Here comes Rose Monroe from the United States Military Academy, a senior. She made the last gate, and she'll pull her way into the finish corral. And the senior now completing her second run, Rose Monroe from the United States Military Academy. Congratulations to her. As Dana Stapleton, her teammate from the USMA, wearing bib number 116. And she is coming down the halfway spot. Now up top, it's Haley Ells from the University of California at Santa Barbara. Let's take a look here at Dana Stapleton from the United States Military Academy. Haley Ells in bib 25. She's scheduled to come out of the start gate next. Ells had a tremendous performance in the giant slalom and just had a tough first run, which put her way back here in the start position. And we'll look to see a really good time from Haley Ells. And here comes Dana Stapleton from the United States Military Academy. And now Stapleton across the line. So the three United States Military Academy girls have successfully completed their second run. Dana Stapleton with a time of 129.16 and a combined effort of 250.19.
Dana Stapleton, a sophomore out of West Point. She enjoys volleyball and she sings in the chapel choir. Plenty to sing about the phenomenal success of this USCSA National Championships all week long.
Haley Els now from the University of California at Santa Barbara. She's making her way down, and then coming out of the top gate now, it is Gianna Aveni. Always good to see Gianna Aveni on the course. She had a terrible spill during the giant slalom. She injured herself. I think she duct taped ice to it for 48 hours. Like put popsicle sticks all around it so it stays stiff, because she was going to compete in this women's slalom. It's funny, Chris, she told me that after I talked to her after the giant slalom. I wanted to make sure she was okay because she did have a nasty spill. And she said her knee was hurt, but it was basically going to have to be amputated to keep her from competing in the slalom. And sure enough, as promised, Gianna Aveni is on course and competing here in this slalom event.
Love seeing that, though, boss. Love seeing how determined these athletes are.
Haley Els now from the University of California, Santa Barbara. She's past the finish line with a second run time of 1:39.93 and a total combined time of 2:57.04. On course, Gianna Aveni from the University of California, Davis. She's got that leg taped straight, and she completes her second run. What a gutsy performance from Gianna Aveni from the University of California at Davis, skiing with a knee injury, but was not going to miss this 2010 USCSA Women's Slalom event. So hats off to Aveni as she completes her run in 1:16.98 for a combined time of 2:27.07.
She is just a freshman, so she'll heal up that knee. Sure, a little rehab, getting it fit for next year, and she, I am sure, will be back not only next year, but for the next few years to come in her career. California Davis, another strong school from out west, so a great USCSA Nationals gutsy performance from Miss Aveni.
Now from the United States Military Academy, wearing bib 113, it's Ann Danzig. And Ann Danzig skiing very, very well. A tremendous second run for Ann Danzig. She comes down in a 106.62. Good enough for 60th position, but great improvement off of her first run for Ann Danzig from the United States Military Academy, and that'll give her a combined time of 2:36.66.
She's also a cross-country racer, a Division I regional top 20, so it's all about pacing yourself, as I'm sure it is in cross-country. She was just waiting for the second run to make that huge leap, boss, and it looks like that'll do it for this slalom event.
Indeed, all of the racers now are down from the start shack. Almost 115 began here early this morning at 9:30, and a tremendous first run for the skiers, but the day belonged to Kendall Brown. After she came back after the break, she was able to go just fast enough to maintain her first place position, and Kendall Brown is your 2010 USCSA national champion here in the women's slalom. Let's run down the top 10 for you. In second place from Plymouth State, it's Martina Ryberg. Sierra Nevada College's Joanna Gillison in the third slot. Maria Camelia Fraschini from Westminster College. She's in the fourth position. Colby Sawyer's Danielle Shannon rounds out your top five. In the sixth slot, Hedvig Spangs from Sierra Nevada College. She's followed by Perry Finsand from Boston College. Victoria Glazinski from Westminster College in the ninth spot. And Kia Mosenthal from Brown University in the 10th position. So it's Spangs, Finsand, Voisin, Glasinski, and Mosenthal in the 6th through the 10th slots. Kendall Brown, your winner here from Sunday River, Maine on a glorious Friday afternoon in the western Maine mountains. A bluebird sky, not a cloud in the sky, and warm temperatures up to 45 degrees here at the base. We're going to look for even more beautiful conditions tomorrow, as the forecasters are forecasting temperatures in the lower to mid-50s tomorrow, and again, cloudless weather. So if you have an opportunity and you're anywhere near western Maine, hop in the car and come on out. Last week, over 5 feet of snow dumping all over western Maine and all of New England. They got a ton of it here at Sunday River. And so it is out there just awaiting your arrival. And what a great weekend to come down and watch the final day of competition tomorrow of the 2010 USCSA National Championships. We'd like to thank all of you joining us on the World Wide Web on the USCSA Radio Network. Today's broadcast brought to you by Reliable Racing, your one-stop shop for all that is snow sport racing and supply. Whether it's their full line of winter sports race gear, timing, or hill and event supplies, Reliable Racing has the solution for you. Reliable Racing, the official equipment supplier of the USCSA National Championships. Today's broadcast also brought to you by Halti USA, the official clothing supplier of the USCSA. Their passion to provide great outdoor memories. Check them out on the web at www.haltiusa.com. On behalf of Sunday River and the USCSA and my broadcast partner, Mr. Chris Elaney, this is Boss Hogg saying so long, everybody.